Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Lebron. I currently work at JFK 8 in Staten Island, New York, at the Fulfillment Center. I just want to say that earlier today, a coworker of mine asked me to do a Q&A segment about the film I was involved in, the strike, and what happened after the strike, and what are we doing now. So before we get to the Q&A segment, so I can answer all these questions for everyone, I just want to say that Amazon is a multi-trillion-dollar company that we cannot defeat alone. We need workers' power, real workers' power. They believe in divide and conquer. This is why they use the methods of hiring people without doing any background checks or anything, because they figure if they get a whole bunch of different people from different walks of life and different parts of the world together, we could never be united. We need to stop that trend. We need to be like the civil rights movement of the 60s, when all those African Americans fought together for the cause of having rights and stop racism. And, they did a pretty damn good job at it, if you ask me. We need to do the same. Okay, and I'm not talking about just at Staten Island, which is the first unionized warehouse in the country. Okay, I'm talking about California, Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, wherever they got an air hub at, a fulfillment center. We need to all get together because individually we're not going to be able to do it. With that being said, I would like to take the time to tell y'all that I worked at Amazon 4 years, and the 4 years I worked there, I've seen a lot of people get fired, get hurt on no fault of their own because of the safety protocols that Amazon has in place or the lack of protocol that they have in place. Either or, it is not right, it is not fair. We come to work to get paid to go home to our families, not to go home, then go to work, pass away, get sick, catch COVID, etc., etc. And I've seen all the above. Just last week, a tragic thing happened at Amazon. And with that being said, someone lost their life. Is that right? Is that fair? No. Why? Because they didn't put the safety measures in place to ensure that stuff like this would never happen. Last year, young lady walking to the bus stop, got hit by a car. Why? They're gonna do the measures after something happens when they should do it to prevent it from happening in the first place. So with that being said, I'd like to say thank you, solidarity. When we fight, we win. And here comes the video.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I am a JFK8 worker. I work in PIC department. I started last year in 2024, and I went on strike in December.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Lebron. I've been working at JFK for 2 years, Amazon for 4. I went on strike last year as well. I am currently Flex and Learning Ambassador.
We're here to answer some questions about the local one strike short. Lebron has so amazingly volunteered to answer these questions. So let's get started. Lebron, tell us a little bit about what it was like being in the film.
It was an amazing experience. I got to meet a lot of people that normally I wouldn't have met from different departments, different walks of life. So I thought it was a good experience. The fact that it was cold and people still came out here to show support for us was an excellent thing.
And what would you like to pass on to others? What insights do you have that you gained from the strike?
A lot of insights. Number one, I was able to identify a lot of leaders during the strike that normally I wouldn't have. People that actually was frightened at first actually came out on strike and took it upon themselves to lead the action along with myself. It was my first strike ever, so I was a little nervous at first, but once the strike got going and I saw all the solidarity between all the co-workers, I thought it was a great experience. I've learned a lot. And personal insight is that if we don't fight for what we believe in, we're never going to win. So the strike was just a small sample of what we're capable of with power and numbers. As long as we stick together, we're good to go.
Yeah, 100% agree. And how have things developed in the warehouse since we went on strike?
Well, we got a lot more people that support us now. I would like to say that their main fear was retaliation, getting fired from Amazon for participating in a federally protected strike, may I add. But when we came back to the building after the strike, that's when I saw all the love and all the care. Like people like, oh, you're back. I'm so happy for you. You know, they start realizing that Amazon's not as powerful as they think they are because we had the numbers. And we all got our job back. I still work there now. And so I think that was a good experience to go through. And hopefully the next time more people, now that they see they can't get fired, will join us in our next fight.
Absolutely. And tell us more about what retaliation Amazon did do and how we responded.
Well, when we came back from strike, they took our UPT from us, which is unpaid time. And if that goes under zero, you are subject to disciplinary actions or termination. And what happened was they had fired at least 8 workers that participated in the strike. But because we fought hard and did our due diligence, we was able to get all 8 workers their job back. And now, because the court win that we did, which was amazing, they are now giving us all our UBT time back as well. So that just goes to show you this $1 trillion company got beat by regular hardworking Americans.
And how are things now that, we have this new presidential administration? How have things changed with the change in administration?
Well, to be honest with you, the change has made a drastic measures on our fight to unionize. We did win the contract. Amazon's still stalling. And I mean, come on, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they go have dinner with Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think it's changed a lot. I think they targeted us, but we cannot stop the fight because nothing lasts forever. And eventually when the tides turn, and it's up to us to make those tides turn, I think we will get our contract at Amazon.
Absolutely, yeah. And how are things currently in the building? Tell us a little bit about how our organizing is happening and how we're growing our movement.
Well, like I said, since I came back to the building, there's been a lot more supporters, a lot more people trying to get involved. A lot more people are getting involved in our fight. So with that being said, I think the atmosphere in the building is more pro-union than it used to be before the strike. So that's a good thing. I feel that our organizing during our blitzes, which is what we do during break time, to be able to speak to other co-workers about our fight, about what we're planning to do, about what our goals are, expectations, or about our contract, or, we act, because to be honest with you, it's up to the workers. We make our union, you know what I'm saying? Without us, there is no union. Without us, Amazon's not making us trillions of dollars they're making. So we need to utilize this and use this to show people that without us, there is no them, and use that to our advantage so that when we could get better contracts, better work conditions, better pay, better health benefits, etc.
Well, thank you so much, Lebron, for answering all these questions.
I appreciate it. And one final thought before we go out is this goes to all Amazon workers all over the country. Okay? It starts with you. Okay? You are part of this fight, whether you're gonna realize it or not, because the same way Amazon try to treat us, they're gonna try to treat y'all the same way, no matter what part of the country you're from. So if y'all want to do something about it, you know what I'm saying, get together, let's fight to make a change, because it starts with us. Thank you.